for those emerging leaders or those proven leaders, man, what is the value proposition most coveted and rare amongst the people they'd most like to lead? So for team leaders and branch managers, for example, or regional guys, people that want to expand and scale a company, what is that one thing that if they did work on that development of that value proposition, executing on that value proposition, maybe there's a handful that come to mind for you, but what is the thing that if I'm aspiring to that I need to be working on today, being able to deliver time in and time out?
Great question, man. So I'm going to share 5 in order to emphasize the 2 that matter most. Okay. So the things that the originator, that great talented originators most want in the world are the first 3 you'll recognize hearing over and over again. And they're ones that you would pretty much think would be the 3. And so typically they want to make more money and make more money more consistently. So inconsistency totally sucks the life out of you when it comes to cash flow. So I've had my $2 million month. You know what I mean? Like now I want to do that consistently, man. I before I worry about having much bigger months, can I hit 2 million and then 2 million and 2 million? So if we can speak to how we can help someone make more money and more consistently, that's going to be a value proposition that matters, particularly when we fold it into the 2 that matter most. And there are a lot of things, obviously, that we can do to help someone make more money more consistently. The second one is to have a client experience that you're proud of. You've experienced it before. I've experienced it before. When you've lost confidence in the quality of your client experience, or you even feel like it's mediocre, lukewarm, it's okay. You're not proud of it. It does impact your ability to lead generate for more business. Not only does it impact your motivation to lead generate for more business, but it also impacts the quality with which you lead generate. You can't fake belief. I mean, if you really believe in who you are and what you're doing, and you're out there working with realtor referral, builder, business to business referral partners, and dude, you believe in the quality of your organization and the client experience you're going to deliver, that comes through. You can't fake that. So having a client experience that you can be proud of is critical. I want to feel like I'm making a meaningful contribution and not ruining people's lives by doing business with them. But most originators have a high degree of integrity and desire to serve. So they want to know, if I serve a client, I'm leaving them better for the encounter. They also know inherently that it's key, that it's a key success factor to being able to build a referral-based business. It's hard to build referrals when your process just left everyone in shambles. It's hard to build a referral-based business when you're hemorrhaging referral partners because they're embarrassed about how the transaction went. So it's a critical part to being able to build the kind of business that you wanna build. And it is something that, again, to give the most important aspect of it, it gives you something to really be proud of that you get to talk about in the market, about who you are and what you deliver. And that's going to have compounding impacts on your ability to not just build referrals from the business you have, but to lead generate for additional business, which of course then leads to how we help you gain more income more consistently. The third thing that they want is freedom. Everyone wants more freedom from. So there's the stuff you want freedom from in your life. I don't want to have to do this type of activity anymore, whatever that is. And freedom too. I want now the ability for me to have space in my life, the resources that I need to be able to act in certain ways that build the kind of business and life that I want to build. So freedom from is important, and freedom to be able to do something or accomplish something is another thing that's important. And you'll hear those 3 a lot, okay? And they all tie in together. Interestingly, none of them mean a thing unless you make them mean something, okay? So this is really critical. and goes back to the idea of what we were talking about before about learning to be a great coach and just asking great questions out of curiosity and care for the person. Because if you can't attach meaning, money without meaning is meaningless. A great client experience without meaning is meaningless. Freedom on your schedule, you could be 100% free, but if you don't have meaning around what that time means and what you're going to do with it, it's worthless. The moment I connect the dots of, man, more money means this, and I mean really connect the dots. I'm not talking about an intellectual act here of understanding, oh, well, generally speaking, more money would allow me a higher level of lifestyle or a little more margin cushion. No, I'm talking about this money has meaning to it. It means I get to send my kid to school without saddling them with student loan debt. It means I get to start to build an emergency reserve fund so that my family has 6 to 9 months in wildly unpredictable mortgage markets where we don't have to sweat it out and we're going to be okay. Money that means I can take care of my parents for a moment who've taken care of me. Like, you start to attach meaning to that. I can give to this project that I know I'm called to give to. You start bringing meaning to money that has heartfelt meaning, and watch the action come in alignment with that thing. A client experience where you actually say, man, what would that do for you? If you had a client experience that you were absolutely proud of and you knew was best in class in the market, what would that mean for you? What would you do with that? And allow that person to start to say, well, man, that would mean I could be really proud of who I am and what I do. And when I'm talking, I could be absolutely confident that if they work with me, they're making the best choice that they can possibly make in the market. And so that confidence would show up in my desire to lead generate and my ability to lead generate. So, so now all this meaning is attached to what a really killer client experience looks like. If you had an extra hour freed up in your day because we're leveling up your tech and you're no longer working off MS-DOS, floppy disk, which some mortgage companies still are, like not literally, but in comparatively to what some have. If we free up an extra, what's that? If
They're awfully close sometimes. Sorry.
Yeah, awfully close sometimes. If we freed up an extra hour in your day, what would you do with that? And what would that mean if you could get home a half an hour early and actually be on time and not rushing to your kids' games? Be at peace and be present to those moments in life. What would that mean for you and for your family and your family's support around who you are and what you're doing in building this business? What would that mean for you? So you got to, with those three are value propositions that are desired, but they become multiplied, compounded many times over when you can actually ask the follow-up questions of, what does that mean? What would that actually do for you? What would you do with that extra time, money, or this kind of great, tool and client experience? So those three become very important, bucketed together when we ask great coaching questions. And that leads to the final two. And these are the final two value propositions that are actually most desired. The ones that compel people to make a move, and they are the stickiest that keep someone from making a move from you. And that is, one, I want to feel like I matter. I have significance. I have a seat at the table. I feel like this is a place that I actually belong and my voice matters. And when you have that, man, just think about those times and places in your life where you really felt like, man, I belong here. I matter to these people matter to me. I have a seat at the table. My voice matters. It's not just my production here that would be missed if I was gone. It's built into the DNA, man. It's built into the fabric of who we are. We want that sense of belonging and significance. And that you care about me, that you have interest in me, that it's not just me caring about you or the bottom line, but you actually care about me as a whole person, not just my business, but also as a human. And that is, when that is created, it is incredibly compelling. It's it's addictive, man. It's you want, when you experience one of those engagements or those conversations, it makes you demand more of it in your life. You cannot get enough of it. And well, how do you do that? How do you demonstrate you belong here? You matter, your voice matters, you're significant. Show up in the conversations with the candidate, be fully present, bring curiosity to discover, honor who they are as a human being, not just as a producer. Really bring your ability to, with that magic of curiosity, bring next level questions that attach meaning to the things that they're sharing, and help that and get that feeling of like, hey, yeah, man, I can dream again. Like, it is possible that I could bring some things back into view that really matter for me. And I just might be able to accomplish those things. And here's what that would mean for me and the people I love. So you do that, you give a person voice and significance in a conversation, and they are going to believe, and hopefully it's true, that they're going to have voice and significance with you when they join you. So super compelling. And then the final one, the fifth one, is leadership. I mean, man, dude, talent demands to be pushed. Talent wants to be led. It is a great, I don't know where this thought virus got into a number of leaders and managers in our industry, but there's this belief that mortgage originators don't want to be coached. They don't want to be accountable. They don't want to be checked up on. And that's just not true, man. They want to be coached. They want to matter. And when they believe that you're going to be a leader that grows them as a professional and ideally grows them as a human, and they believe that this is a place where my voice would matter, those two things, which you demonstrate through your candidate journey and the quality with which you engage with someone, you take those two things, and dude, it doesn't, now all of a sudden your tech, your pricing, your comp, your products, none of that stuff matters even a fraction of what it would otherwise, when they believe that if I join you, I join a leader. If I join you, I join a place that I belong. And those are the biggest value propositions that attract and that get someone to make a move right now when they don't even know they need it or want to. Those are the value propositions that then lead them to build a killer client experience, a schedule, a life of living, freedom from and freedom to, and lead them then to making more money and more consistently. So they all tie together, but that's what's most sought after.